welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit different than the normal setup for me. Well, this is like similar to my streaming setup, but this one feels a little bit different. So this is my rundown and review and response to the Wonder Festival and Wonderful Hobby Life for You conventions that have just happened over in Japan, because I'd like to have a look through and sort of say what I'd like to pre-order and what ones I'm not too interested in and my thoughts on them all. Some of them I don't know what they're from. I have seen some of them already, but not all of them. So yeah, here we go. And this one, she is her. I don't know who she is. Her sculpt is very nice. I like the dynamic pose that she's in. You can tell that she is very in the movement and flowing. I do think her face looks creepy when it's not painted, but that's just my opinion. But I do quite like the dynamic pose, and I think she'll look very nice when painted, if it is similar to this, which I think would look nice, but personally I'm not interested in her to pre-order her. Okay then, so this is the Deku versus someone. I forgot. I haven't caught up with My Hero. I stopped at the beginning of this season. Oh, Muscular. Who that is, I'm not too sure, because I haven't caught up with it yet. But I like the just the everything. I like the detail. I like the okay, I'm gonna keep on saying this, but the dynamics of it. I think it's quite a nice, like, flowing model figure, and I think it would look really cool if they've sort of kept like a certain colour palette with it. I think that would look cool. Another one of Deku and Eri. When I was watching My Hero, I did fall for Eri quite hard. Not like simp level. I think that she's just a very cute character with her like hair and stuff. I just like the way she is. I like her innocence quite a bit, because it's not really portrayed usually in animes that way, because if they're in a bad situation they're not usually that innocent, so to say. But I quite like the whole pose. I like the lightning bolts. If that's painted well, that will look really good. But I am not interested in pre-ordering any of the My Hero scales. Todoroki I think it's quite a boring one for Todoroki. He's got better ones out there that sort of show him and his powers more. I think they could have done a lot more with the flow of the figure. So I think that is a bit of a half-assed thing, really. All Might, once again, I quite like the fact that you can feel him going into the base, because of the way the base is going up around it, which I think is quite cool. And Uraka, once again, I think that she's got better ones out there. I think she's got ones that represent it a little bit better, her power and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's a nice figure. It's better than the Todoroki one, but I just think she's got better ones out there. Now, I know I said that I wouldn't get any scale figures from My Hero, but I do quite like Toga. I have already got a Toga figure, but I feel like I would lean more towards getting her than any of the others. I just like the feel that she has, and people say that her mouth is weird or she looks scary because of her face, but I think that's just the way she is anyway. I think that she does look naturally scary and a little bit creepy. I also like her hair and how her hair sculpt is done. It's very dynamic and has a lot of flow to it. I think she's from Demon Slayer. I think this is the one from Demon Slayer. Or is that Jujutsu Kaisen? I don't know. I think that might be Demon Slayer. I recognise her from Demon Slayer, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But I do think that she has a very nice design. She's very simple though, so hopefully she's not that much. And if this is like an additional part with additional faceplate, I think that would be more worth the money rather than just a figure on their own. I like this additional faceplate. I think it looks quite nice and dynamic. This figure I've seen circling about. I quite like it. Yes, I like the way that the chain of this has sort of looped back onto itself like a heart would. But I also think it's very plain at the bottom, and I think it could have had more stuff added to it rather than just nothing, because I think they could have done something with the support, just made it look a little bit more blended, I suppose. But yeah, it's a nice one. The shading is nice, the colouring for her hair and that lot. Even though it's a lot lighter than her in animes, I think it looks quite nice and quite soft. It's a different version of her compared to the other Rem figures that there are around. This one is Asana from SAO. There's a lot of Asana figures. They all look quite similar to me. I've watched season 1 and 2 of Sword Art Online, but I've never really felt the need to buy a figure for her. But I do quite like the fact that the hair sort of goes out and round and in front of her. It sort of gives the impression that she's spinning, which I quite like the flow of. It makes her look quite nice because she looks like she's in motion. I couldn't think of the word then. This one is, I believe, Belfast from Azure Lane. I believe so. I just started Azure Lane, so I think that's her. I quite like this, but the thing is, I wouldn't be buying this one. There is another one that I quite like from Azure Lane, but Azure Lane figures are usually quite expensive anyway, so I don't want to spend too much money on the plainer figures. If I'm gonna get a figure from it, it'll be bigger ones. I do have 2 pre-ordered now, I do believe. So yeah, I've started the collection of the Azure Lane figures as well now. But yeah, I think she's quite nice. I like the skirt and the layers. I think if that's painted well, that'll sell quite easily without any issues. This one, I don't know. Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't know who she is, but I think she looks quite nice. Once again, the pose is nice. The pose is quite simple, but still it catches the eye. It has a lot of stuff around it, and it's not just a solid base. It's got piece missing, so it'll look like she's sitting on your shelf or display unit. This is one that did catch my eye. Once again, I do have another Hawks figure. I've got a more of a prize figure version of him, and I quite like his design with his wings and stuff. I think if the wings are done right, I think it will be quite a nice figure. But I also hate the fact that he is a action figure one. I don't like Figmas. I don't like action figure based figures because I won't change them. I won't change the pose. I won't change anything like that. So yeah, I don't see the point in really having them. But I think that if he was more of a stagnant scale figure, I think I would be more inclined in buying the figure. Endeavour, once again, he is a action figure, I do believe. Well, he might not be. I know he is. I see the joints in his legs. I think, once again, if that's painted right, it'd be quite a nice figure. But like I said, I'm not interested in action figures, so yeah. I think this is another Endeavour one. Once again, doesn't interest me. This is more of the horse anime. I don't know what this is. Uma Musume Pressure Derby. So we've got Silent Suzuka, Special Weekend, Tokai Teo. They're getting like trophy figures. That's what I'll call them for now. Trophy figures, because they look like a trophy, seeing as they're sitting on this thing. Then there's the painted Gojo. It's controversial. I do like Jujutsu Kaisen, but I also don't really want to buy any Jujutsu Kaisen figures, mainly just because they're all very expensive in my eyes, and this is the Extreme one. I've seen a lot of people talking about him, but again, I don't really find much need to get him. He doesn't really fit with my figure collection at the moment, mainly because I've only got 3 male figures, 2 of which being bunny figures and the other one being hawks. So yeah, it doesn't really fit. But if a really good one come out, then I'd contemplate it. There is a possibility that I'd want to get a Sakuna figure, just because I like the look of him more than Gojo. I do like Gojo, but not to an extent that I would go that far with it. This is, I've forgotten his name. This is the other guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not very good at names, so yeah. I do quite like the sound waves from where he's shouting. I do quite like them. I quite like the sounds, but if they could hide the supports for this coming out, possibly like foliage or something, that'd look quite cool. Just sort of having a bit of greenery or something around there, it might help. Now, Sakuna. This is a possibility because I quite like Sakuna. Granted, he still won't fit in, but I do prefer him to Gojo, like I said, and I think that this has a lot more of a dynamic pose to it, and plus it's a lot less difficult to, or a lot more difficult to fuck up his face. Whereas a lot of Gojo figures I've seen have had really wonky faces, and it's just kind of looked weird. So I think that if this is painted properly and had a nice colour scheme, then yeah, I'll probably contemplate pre-ordering him. Nanami, again, I know that people are down bad for him, but yeah, I don't particularly see the need to buy a figure for him. I do quite like the smoke, but then again, it just seems plain. Like, it could have done a lot more, but it seems plain. Now, this is a Jujutsu Kaisen Zero figure. I don't know anything about him. I've only just got the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. I do think it looks cool. Like this part here, I think that looks kind of cool. It's very similar to Gojo though. I don't know if she is, but she looks cool. So does he. I just think it's very shiny. Too shiny, really. She's cute. I think she's from Princess Connect, but she's cute. Never seen anything to do with Princess Connect, didn't even know it was a thing until now, where all the figures are coming out. but I think they're quite cool. I like just the look of her. I won't be getting her because I don't know the source material. I do believe she's from Princess Connect as well. I saw her got for pre-order a little while ago on AmiAmi. Again, she looks cool. I like the colour palette and the pose and just how nice she looks. Once again, not on my pre-order list. Now this one, I do think looks quite cool. The Hatsune Miku one, it's a different style of Hatsune Miku. Her face is slightly different, and obviously the hair looks different and all that lot. I quite like it because it adds a little bit of a different dynamic to it, and the supports are kind of hidden with like glass effect supports, which I think kind of look cool. So she's probably gonna be on my pre-order list at some point when she gets released, if I can afford her. She's not like one that I would, like, it's not a definite pre-order type thing. I've got a lot of Hatsune Miku's. This, when I saw a little bit of this as well, the fact that they've already started releasing my dress up darling figures, I love. I'm probably definitely gonna pre-order the figures for her. I really like my dress up darling. I'm currently watching it with my housemate. We are caught up. I just love it. I've got all the mangas that have been released so far, and I just think that a figure of her, if done right, would look really, really cool. These are Girls Frontline ones. Okay, they look kind of cool. I think they're Girls Frontline anyway. Don't know, but I like them. The the fucking pop hoodies from ReZero. I've actually pre-ordered that one already, and I pre-ordered a different Rem one because I didn't realise that they were coming out with all three of them on this one. So yeah, I've currently got her coming and the other one, which I think they kind of look cool. I like the fact that Buck has been interpreted in this way. Barbara, not Barbara. Was her name Barbara? I've forgotten her name. Yeah, I haven't watched either in a while, so yeah, her name's gonna be Barbara. but I know it's got a T in it somewhere. So some more consensual quintuplets figures. I'm not drawn to these really at all. Not to the extent that I'll collect all 5 of them like I am with the Corfu ones. I think one collection of all 5 of them is enough. Yeah, they did a re-release of these. So I've seen them up for pre-order before, but I don't know how long ago it was. Oh, it's her. She's just getting a release. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't watched Ava yet, but I am going to at some point. Just because there's a lot of figures that I like, and my housemates both really, really like it. Really, really recommend it and all that lot. So I'm gonna get around to watching that. I like the white plug suits on them, but again, I wouldn't really go crazy over them. They look cool. I like the hair dynamic, but I think that they could have added more hair, really, because Asuka is alright. She's just there. But this person, I've forgotten her name. Doesn't look like she has enough hair. It looks like she's balding at the back, which isn't good. Now this is cute if it didn't look like a balloon. I don't know why, but her hair being solid like this makes me think of balloons, or like boiled candy, boiled sweets, hard boiled sweets. They just remind me of that. I don't particularly like the straight along fringe and then straight down feeling. It doesn't sit with me very well. Which is my opinion at the end of the day. It is my opinion. I think she's cute, the pose is cute, the outfit is adorable, but I don't think I'll be getting that. Another Miku figure, I do believe. Yeah, another very simple one. I wonder how long it'll take for the leg to start warping from weight. But yeah, I like the design. It's still very plain. I think they could have done better with shading. Obviously it might not look like this at the end of the day, but I think they could be done better with a little bit of shading, a little bit more dynamic hair. Like, the hair is currently stuck in one block. Hair doesn't do that, as everyone knows. And then there's the Sakura Miku for this year. I've got all the other Sakura Mikus. I was buzzing for this year's, and I saw the pre-order go up for her, and I was like, no. I don't know whether this is the one that I usually get, but I do not like it. Another Gojo. His face looks fucking scary. I think that there's better Gojo figures than that. I wouldn't be inclined to buy that one either, which is sad and all, but I wouldn't feel inclined to do it. And Nobra, she looks cool. I like the dynamic of the skirt and stuff. I like the fact that they haven't like over sexualized her like they usually do with figures. I think that she's very true to her character, but I also think that her face could have done a little bit of work and all that lot. Maybe. That might be me being ignorant to how to make things, but at the same time I think that our opinion is valid and all that lot. So if people like it, then good on them. Good on them. It's another figure to add to their collection. But again, no. Itadori sitting down, same as the Gojo one that people have been using as a noodle stopper. Well, I don't think he's meant to be a noodle stopper. But Itadori, his face looks creepy. I just think the full face smiles just creep me out. Or Demon Slayer ones. I think these would be those similar ones too, like the cheap ones that you can get from literally anywhere at this point. Probably very similar to that, sort of more on budget stuff. I don't know his name, haven't caught up on Demon Slayer yet. But I think these look cool, depending on if you want sitting down figures or not. These are from Spy Family. I think they look kind of cool, but they're still kind of simple at the same time. I don't feel inclined to buy them at the moment. Not really, not until they come out of proper figures, like ones that are more detailed, stuff like that. I don't mean that these aren't proper figures, I just mean that just more of a dynamic figure. I don't know oh well, I do know this lady. It's Mei Sakurajima. I've seen this figure like around the internet. I really like the look of her. I've ordered her Chinese dress one already from, I don't remember, but I really like this. I like the fact that she's like a sitting figure with on a moon. She's not just sitting on a chair, like the moon's all decorated. I think this one will definitely be on my pre-order list, depending on where she sits with the pre-orders and stuff. I think that she looks very nice. Now, I haven't seen Overlord, but I know that this is Albedo. I'm also on the fence about another figure from Overlord with Albedo in it, but I haven't watched it yet, which I want to watch it, and I will watch it eventually, but I think that I would really like to pre-order her, as well as her other thing that I'm on the fence about. but I'd still watch Overlord even if I don't have them, just because I want to see the hype of Albedo, because obviously she is one of the most hyped characters from Overlord. Haven't seen any other information about any other part of the anime, but when Albedo is there. I think that this one's really cute. I quite like the fact that she's not just standing. I like the motion, the dynamic, the fact that there's like extra bits to it. The support is hidden, apart from obviously the balloons at the back, but they're transparent, they're not just poles. I think that this one will definitely be on my pre-order list. I think that she will add a little bit of like a pop of colour to my Miku section, because the Miku section is currently very just blue and pink from the Sakura Mikus, which I think it's alright, but it's nothing that great. Another Miku figure coming out, 1/7. I think it will look cool, probably. This is what I mean by more dynamic poses for Achako, Araka, whatever the fuck her name is. I think there's better poses like this one. I think that it's the motion and the pose and stuff like that is very on brand for her. I think it looks very good, it fits very well. I personally won't be getting her, but I think that this one is the better one out of the two, because I knew that there was going to be more better poses. Now, this toga I saw on my figure collection when she first got announced back in whatever time it was. I want her so badly. I don't know whether I want this one or the other one more, or if I would get both, but I want her so badly. I like the chains in it. I like the fact that she's sitting on like a pile of things rather than just a base. I think that she looks really nice and really detailed, and I think that when she gets painted, if done right like all the others, I think that she would look really good. I personally probably will put her directly onto the pre-order list with her counterpart, the other figure. I'm not saying that that's what everyone's going to do, but I do feel like she's going to be more popular than the other one. I do already have one toga, like I said, but I don't know, she looks kind of meh compared to the ones that have been announced. I quite like her face and just how it's toga. You know it's toga in the face. Kurumi. Kurumi, it's one of my favourite characters. She is so pretty in my eyes that I'm probably going to instantly pre-order her, just like all the others that I've instantly pre-ordered. I like the fact that they kept her signature cogs and her guns and stuff, and that she's actually being supported by this big one here. I like the flow of the is that like a lingerie set? I don't know, but I like the flow of it. I like the fact that it's probably going to be transparent, or at least a little bit transparent. I think that's going to look really good. I quite like the look of her in general, but the thing is that might just be because I really like Kurumi figures. I like the colour palettes, I like the poses, I like the character, so I might be a bit biased. I've got her pre-ordered. She's been delayed like 5 times. I was going to pre-order her, but at the same time I've got other figures coming from her that are a lot better. I've already got 2 of her normal Corfu ones, so I'd rather not have a 3rd one, because I've got a lot of them. I do have a soft spot for Eromanga Sensei's characters. I quite liked the anime. I know it was a weird one, but I quite liked it. I've already got one figure of her, and I think that I'd probably pre-order her because I know that full figures are usually quite cheap and quite affordable. So I think that I'll probably pre-order her. I like the fact that I think her hair is transparent at the bottom. I quite like that. I had to skip a load of them because they're more the figure, the buildy ones, or the more ones that relate to things I'm not interested in. So we are now on Union Creative. I know that Union Creative have some good ones, so I've seen them already. I don't know who these people are here. Another albedo. Another one. I quite like her. I like the texture on her cardigan. But I think the things that steal it from me are the wings. I think the way that they've done the wings for most of Albedo's figures are really nice. The separated feathers and the shading and all that lot, I think it would look really good in person because they've got the right shading, they've got the right highlighting, they've got the right everything. I think I'll probably instantly pre-order her when I see her, depending on how she fits in with my other pre-orders. Now, this is one that I want. Hands down, I want her. This is Azure Lane. I think this is New Jersey. I love the fact that they started adding in extra bits at the pole. I think that it just the whole size of her looks really, really good. She's going to be very annoying to display, and everyone's been saying that her box will be gigantic. I have a feeling that she's probably not going to be all in one piece. When she gets shipped, she's probably going to be like the Hatsune Miku Racing one by Freeing. She came in bits, and she was annoying to put together. But I think she's instantly pre-ordered. I like the stylized ears. I like just the different way of having the bunny suit, and like the way that she's just sort of out there. She is spread out. She is there. She is present. I quite like that. I think that she would be an instant pre-order anyway, even if I didn't know the source material. But as I've been watching Azure Lane, I do know the source material, and I do quite like it. Boobs. This figure's nice. I do not see why her dress has to be so low cut for. She's got a nice pose. I like the plants and stuff next to her. The table. I like the decorative pieces around her. She's not my type of figure. Unicorn. I think this one will be a definite pre-order for me, depending on how expensive she is. I think that she looks really cute, and she's not like over sexualized or anything like that. She is just unicorn. She is just who she is. I like the fact that they've got all the bits of the boat in her hair and stuff like that, and not just coming out of her back. She is interpreted within the boat. The boat is interpreted within her. I quite like the innocent look of her and all that lot. So I think that I would definitely want to pre-order her when she is announced, depending on if it fits with the rest of the pre-orders or not. Once again, I don't know who she's from, but I think that she looks very good. She's got a good base, she's got a good like accessories, she's got a good presence within the figure community. Like I said, I don't know who she is, so I'll be passing on her, but I think that she'll look very good with people's collections if they know who she is, type thing. And if you're one of those people that collect and even though you don't know the characters, that's fine. It's just my preference. I'd rather know who they are. This is the wonderful Hobby festival, which is Good Smiles and other companies. And you're going to find out here, I do not see the point in androids. So yeah, she's cute. She's from Hololive as far as I know. Yeah, it says that. She's from Hololive. I don't watch Hololive much. I don't watch many streamers anyway. I obviously, where I stream, I know quite a few, but I don't actively watch them outside of the people that I do watch. Obviously, I don't watch like Hololive or anything like that. I know of them. Random Jujutsu Kaisen pop-up raid. Toge. I think he's boring. Not the character, the figure. The figure looks nah. It's him in his school uniform. There isn't much to it. Simple as. Not gonna get it. Same with her. Maki's nice, but I wouldn't get it because I don't have any other Jujutsu Kaisen pop-up parades. So. Now I think that this looks stunning. It looks stunning. I know that it will cost like your firstborn child type of deal, but I don't know. I don't know whether I'd get her or not because I don't particularly know the source material. I know that she's an OC from an art book, but I think that she would cost too much personally. I'd love to get her, and if she doesn't cost like your firstborn child, then I'd get her if she fits in with the rest of the pre-orders. But yeah, like, I love the colouring. I love the fact that it's so busy in the like surrounding area. Like she is just there. She is in the moment type thing, and I love her. I would get her if I can afford her. Chizuru, I quite like this. I like the texture of her shawl. I quite like the pose and the dynamic structure of her. I've got one Chizuru, and it's the bunny one of her. I think she's the one. She's downstairs, so I'm looking at my display cabinets thinking, why isn't she there? But she's downstairs. But I think I'd quite like to get her, depending on the price of her. She is a 1 cent scale, so she might be a little bit more than bog standard figures. I quite like her. I'd love to see her painted before I start making any decisions about her. Never seen Full Metal Alchemist. Don't ever intend to. It looks cool. I like the base. I like the fact that it's all sort of exploding. But I'm not gonna get it. Now, this is the figure that's causing me trouble. Because she's come up for pre-order on AmiAmi now. And I've been contemplating whether or not to get her because I love the pose, I love the outfit, I love the wings. I think she'd fit quite well with the rest of my bunnies. But she also clashes with other pre-orders, so I don't know whether to wait for her to be released and then try and get her in the aftermarket. But I'm learning the hard way from waiting for the tiger bunny that the aftermarket is brutal, so it's very, very difficult to get bunnies in particular that are in good condition. So I am on the fence. If anyone wants to help me out with the decision, please just let me know. Because I really want her. I really like the design and all that lot. Obviously, where I haven't seen Overlord, it is very difficult to know if it's true to the anime. I will get around to it eventually. Now, this figure I saw yesterday and I fell in love with it. I started watching Girls Frontline. I know the game or what now. I missed out on so many figures of her that I want her so badly. I want her. I know I want her because when I first saw her, I was like, yes, I need her. She'll look great in my collection type of thing. I'm getting other Girls Frontline figures, so she'd fit in with them as well. And I want her so bad. I love the colouring, I love the pose, I love just everything. She's going to be expensive though, because she is a 1/4. So yeah, depending on when she gets released, depending on if I get her or not. I have only watched 3 episodes of the 7 Deadly Sins, so I wouldn't get her. She looks like a carrot. I don't think it looks great. Now, I think that she looks cool. I saw someone say earlier that there's too many colours, but I also think that she does look really cool. She's true to Miku. She's true to just how many colours you can put in one figure. I'd love to get her. She's a 1/7, so she will be on the cheaper side, hopefully, and she'll probably be one of my instant pre-orders depending on the price of her. I think that she'd look really cool with the figures that I've got already and the figures that I've got coming, so I think that should fit in quite well. I love the fact that her hair reminds me of spaghetti, but it, I think that all the different textures and the shine and the fact that they've all got different colours, different colour palettes, looks really, really good. Yeah, that's like Max Factory. I'd rather see her prototype before I say anything about this figure. I think the work is really nice, but other than that, I can't really say much. This is a 2010 Mason Miku. I think she's quite boring, to be honest. It is just a kneeling Miku. I don't particularly feel any need to elaborate any further. I don't like her. I've seen a photo of this figure, but further out, it does look very, very cool. It is sort of one that goes further back rather than it's like a box, but I wouldn't want to get it, honestly. I like Demon Slayer, but I don't like it to the point of getting a full-on scale, unless it's one that really, really like I enjoy. Now, I want her. I've got the issue as well with Hollow, same as that beta. Even though I've watched Spice and Wolf briefly before, I want the freeing figure of her as well. But the thing is, clashes of pre-orders, can't justify spending that much money on her. So I might try and buy her afterwards along with that beta. Shit. Because I know of a way of getting her for close to retail price. That's what I done with my Jabril and another one of my bunnies that I've got. I went on a different site and brought her for retail price after they'd been released, so I think I'll be able to get them quite easily. But this figure I would love to have. I love Hollow, and to be able to have her and her freeing figure, I think would look really nice together, like really impactful, and it would just look nice because they are so different from my other figures. So I think that they would just look really, really unique. I don't know how that would, but she's really cute. I like the chair, I like the extra added bits to it. I think she looks really cute, and just the way that it's presented. Haven't a clue who she is. Doesn't even have like source material or anything like that. But yeah, I probably won't be pre-ordering her because I don't know who she is. Sorry, just had to skip through about 1,000,001 androids. Blue Archive, I don't know her, but I do quite like the gun and the positioning and the base. Don't know who she is though. Same as her. I haven't a clue who she is. I like the pose. I think that she has a very nice pose and the hair is very nice. I still don't know where she's from really, because I didn't know what that Blue Archive was a source material. I don't know what it is, like if it's a manga, light novel, anything like that. Don't know what it is. I quite like this Hatsune Miku as well. I like the feeling of the hair, the fact that it looks like slime. But I also like the pose, the fact that it's very detailed, the transparent parts I quite like, and just the dynamic pose in general. I think I'll pre-order her quite quickly. That's by Good Smart Company, so of course they would have Miku. I think this looks kind of nice. Once again, it's one of those ones that I'll need to see the prototype of before I can say much about, but I think it would be quite a nice figure to own and to have. Sales at work, never got around to finishing it because I don't know, I might pick it up again, but it's not like it's screaming out to me. And also White Blood Cells, a pop-up parade, looks like just unpainted. It doesn't look right. The fact that Miku is getting a pop-up parade, even though I'm pretty sure she's already got one, but she looks kind of nice. I like her. If I see her painted and I like her, then I might get her as well to go along with my other pop-up parades, but there's no guarantee. Now, this figure threw me through a curve. I saw her on Instagram, someone reacting to her. I love her. She is beautiful. Haven't a clue where she's from. I don't know what she's from. I don't know whether she's a OC or anything like that, or if she's from an anime. If anyone knows, please enlighten me because I'm dumb. But I think that just her in general has such an aura to her that I'd love to have her. Depending on how much she costs and stuff, and how when she comes out and whatnot, and if I can find the source material of her and work out whether she's an OC or she's a person from an anime. I started watching Saga of Tanya the Evil. I quite like this one anyway. It's pop-up parade, simple, that lot. I think I'll probably end up getting her just so she can go along with my pop-up parades. It's quite a simple pose, but then again, pop-up parades usually are. They're not really that detailed or intricate, so yeah, I think that she would look quite nice with my pop-up parades. Now, this is a pop-up parade I am excited for because I've seen quite a few figures coming out of Rebuild Evangelion, of the Rei with long hair. This is a definite pre-order for me when she comes out. Because she's a pop-up parade, I can say that she'll be a definite pre-order because she'll be a set price. I love it. I want to see it painted just to see how they represent her colour-wise, but I think that she looks really nice as it is. And I think she'll look really nice if they make like an Asuka or something. I don't think Asuka's too much of a big deal in Rebuild Evangelion. Haven't seen it, so I don't know. Because there's been a lot more figures of Rei coming out rather than Asuka, which leads me to think that she's not that much of a part in the new film. At this part, I'm just skipping through all the ones that I don't care about, including Nendoroids. I think that this one looks really cute. Like I said, I'd love to have another holo in my collection, so another pop-up parade would be great. I'd love to have her. I think that she looks really cute, and the pose and the shading and all that lot looks really nice, so she'll be a definite pre-order. Just jumped over to AmiAmi's Instagram because they've got more from their line of it. So yeah, I know that the one that I want is on here as well. So there's the first look of the Levi birthday figure, which I kind of like, but he is very expensive, so I'd rather not. I think that she looks cool, but I would like to see her painted before anything. I think that she looks nice. I like the dynamic of her like wings and stuff, of like sort of like hugging her and her like looking away and shit. It is a very simple pose, but I think that it fits the goal of it quite well. Philo, I might get her depending on the I know that there's a Raftalia from the same line. I quite like the Raftalia. Raftalia. She's kind of cute, but she's from Jobless Ink Reincarnation, which I haven't watched anything to do with. I've pre-ordered her already, but I think that she looks really nice painted. I like the transparentness of her orb. I think that she looks quite nice, and I like the dynamic of her hair and whatnot. Enchin, I know who this is, but I can't say her name. I think it looks cool, but I wouldn't be getting it at all, really. Vanilla and Juggler, I think they're cute. I think they're cute, and if you get both of them in one, it's going to be expensive as fuck, but I think it might be worth it, depending on the size of them. I don't know the scales or anything like that, because I don't think they put it in the information, or at least I don't know whether they've gone into the, oh wait, it doesn't say. Great. I saw this earlier and I just loved them. They're so cute and so random. But again, I won't be getting them. I think that this looks really cool. I think it's an OC as well. I don't really know much about her, but I would love to have her, depending on the size of her and the price and whatnot. I think she looks really cool. She looks like she's got a really nice design. She's not just a typical Halloween one. She looks just unique and detailed and nice. I like her face. She's 1/7. Azure Lane, Arc Royal. I think she looks really cool, but I think she's gonna cost an arm and a leg and your first newborn. I think she's cool. I'd like to see her painted, and I'd like to see how big she actually is, because she looks huge. I really like this one, but I think I might have missed a pre-order for her, because I think I saw her pre-order go up before. I think she just looks really cute and really wholesome. I like the little wolf fox thing. I think that she looks really cute, and I like her, like her colouring. I might have to have a look to see if she's still available, and whatnot. I think that looks really cool. I like the skeleton going around her. I know that she's tiny in the middle, but I think that she'll look really cool once painted. She'll be expensive, you can say that much for free, but at the same time I think she might be worth it. Now this is the figure from Blackrock Shooter that I was contemplating about. I like the fact that I saw her prototype and her sketch originally. People keep on saying that it's an overused pose. It might be, but I don't care. I kind of like her. I like the fact that she's not overly sexualized, that she hasn't been blown out of her proportions or anything like that. I think that she looks nice. I like the slenderness of her and all that lot, so she'll probably be on my pre-order list whenever she gets released. This is the video that I saw. It is like a box. It is quite deep, and I think he does look cool, but at the same time I don't feel the need to have him. I think this looks really cute. I have got one of the Red Pride of Eden figures come in, but I don't know who this is really. I didn't know who they were originally anyway. I think I quite like the pose. I've got another figure that has a similar pose that I think would look quite nice next to. They're from completely different source materials, but I think that this figure looks really nice. The shading's nice, the facial expression's nice, everything's quite nice, so she'll probably be put on my pre-order list. Kaide from Danganronpa. I don't pay enough attention to Danganronpa to really want her, but I like the fact that she's actually kept her face from the anime slash game. The same face design and that lot. I like the frills and the bunny suit and all that lot. But like I said, I don't pay enough attention to her to want her. It's the first look of the girlfriend line figure that I want. She looks very nice. She looks very sophisticated. I like the fact that all the detail has stayed throughout the piece, which I quite like. This is the actual show of the other one that I quite liked. Just the detail that goes into her is impeccable. I love it. This is the Ray pop-up parade. I think that she's very detailed, very nice. I quite like it, and I'll definitely be putting. This is the actual look at the Miku. I love it so much. I think that it'll definitely be putting on my pre-order list if I can afford to do it. There's another Kaide figure coming out for a scale. I think this is 1/7. She looks kind of nice. I kind of like her, but I don't pay enough attention to Danganronpa to want her. This is the Raftalia that's being released. I quite like her. She looks very nice. And she goes along with the Philo quite well. So I think I'll probably end up getting both of them anyway. But yeah, after all that, I'm going to leave it there and stop recording, and then, because I know that this video is going to be long anyway, I can go to sleep because it's 7 AM. So yeah, I'll see you lot probably at the end of the month at some point. So yeah, bye bye, have a lovely day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff.